everybody, and welcome back to RGR Football on YouTube. I am Daniel Harms. I also can write for Arrowhead Guys, as most of you probably already know. And today, Ryan and I have a really awesome surprise for you. I had the opportunity to interview a specific Chiefs wide receiver that will be revealed to you shortly. And this is going to be really cool for both of us, and we get to learn a little bit more about the guy, and you guys get to see an actual one-on-one interview with a player. And it was really cool for me. One of the coolest opportunities I've had in my life up to this point, and especially in this career. So I hope you guys enjoy the following video, and we'll get right to it.
I have a real special surprise for you today. Got a guest, Byron Pringle. You probably already know who that is, and if you don't, then you might want to do a little bit more research, because he is a third-year receiver out of Kansas State. He was an undrafted free agent. Chiefs signed him in 2018. Then he got hurt right before he probably would have made the roster, I think. How did you deal with that injury in 2018 when you may have made the squad that year?
I did when I had that injury. I just did the things that I could have done, which was study the playbook and go to rehab every day and listen to what the strength and conditioning coaches tell me and the trainers tell me, and just basically get my mind stronger as a football, get my knowledge stronger to the game of football. And whenever spring came around, I'll be able to apply it, because it wasn't too much I can do, which was go out there and practice and play. So only thing I did that would help the team is study the playbook and do whatever they tell me in the training room and in the weight room.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially because you came back in 2019 and then you made that roster outside of that little send down to practice squad a little bit. I was a little confused by the timing of that, and then they released Traymon Smith and then brought you back up. So you stuck on the squad this last year, and outside of some injuries the Chiefs had, you really were more of a special teams guy. And what does it mean to you to be a core special teams player on this team?
It mean a lot, just being able to he good. It mean a lot being able to be on the 53-man roster, and when it comes to that, you may have to play some special teams. Even though you never played in college, like I never played gunner or kickoff in college, I always was the return man. So it was something new, but I knew that I wanted to be able to contribute as much as I can, and I just gave my all. Like if I'm going down there going to make a tackle, or I'm going down there gunner to go make the punt return and make a fair catch, I just gave it my all. And once I learned how to play those positions, I just try to be the best at be one of the best to do it.
Yeah, when I'm watching your tape when you're doing special teams, you wouldn't know that you'd never played it before this past year. So that's always good to see when you're watching someone play. So I got to get this out of the way because it's a pretty obvious question. How does it feel to be a Super Bowl champion?
Man, it's a blessing, because it's one of the feelings that, if you never won the state championship or the NCAA championship, it's big. And winning at a professional level where everybody is professionals and they take their off season training harder than collegiate players. Well, I wouldn't say collegiate players, but it's their job. So they know if they don't put in the work and put in the time, that they don't get paid, and be able to go out and dominate the whole league and come out on top. That's a blessing for me. That means everybody on my team went and put in time in the off season and they came together as one.
Yeah, I mean, and especially when we get to see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl after 50 years, it's pretty special to be on that team, I would think. So obviously being in Andy Reid's system, you're required to know a massive amount of information as a wide receiver, all the different types of positions, all the routes. What is your favorite area to place to line up at, outside, inside slot, or shortened slot, like that kind of thing? And what's your favorite route?
My favorite route is the slant route. But coming into the league, coming in the Chiefs Kingdom, you got to know all the positions. So it doesn't matter if I line up outside or inside. It's all good for me. especially when you have a quarterback that can get you the ball. So.
Oh, I can hear that, and I can definitely tell that the slant route is your favorite from one of the clips that I actually have saved. It's we're going to go through that after this one, but we're going to actually start off right here on Week 4 against the Lions. This is the one catch you had in that game, and I really wanted to start with it because it shows, in my opinion, the kind of player you are and the toughness that it takes to come over the middle in the NFL and make a catch and then try to reach out for it. So what I really like about this play is that you fight off that press from the corner with your hand, and then you get over the middle of the field quickly, and you're already open. And, Mahomes is going through his reads, and he's going to find you right. And then you get stuck right there and then get hit again, and you're still trying to make that touchdown. So what's going through your mind when you're going over the middle of the field and you got to make this catch, and you're as close as you can get to a touchdown, and you got these, 3 different guys coming at you? And what's the thought process to try to do what you can to get into the end zone?
I knew the safety was back there. So when I spit off the first hit off the flat defender, I knew if I break his tackle, the safety was coming. But I thought he was gonna miss. That's why I spent. But he ended up hitting me. But I'm one of them players. You got to lay me out. And if you lay me out and I get back up, best believe I'm coming across again. Because I'm not scared. You got to send me out the game. If you don't, you're gonna get it. I'm coming back again. I'm coming even more harder than I came the first time.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, this is one of the more eye-opening plays that I saw from you. And I was like, no, this guy has probably got something special. And that effort to try to get into the end zone at all costs is definitely something that I think contributes to not just a mentality, but how you play the game. All right, now we're going to go right into the Colts game from right after Week 5. They lose Sammy Watkins, already down Tyreek Hill. Now you're charged with more responsibility on the offensive end. And you did say that the slant was your favorite route, and I can tell because of the way you absolutely destroyed this corner. The previous play, you run a go route and you do a little hesitation and you take him up on the outside. You do the exact same little hesitation and take him to the outside, but instead of going up, you're going to put your foot in the dirt and just destroy him back to the inside in the slant and then be wide open. So, when you're talking about route running, and I watched you play all as much snaps as I possibly can, and you're a much better route runner than I think people understand. So what do you do in terms of getting all that footwork down to be the best route runner you can be?
Yes, I'm surprised you saying that because I take in the off season I do a lot of drills like getting in and out of my breaks. And I always try to make all my routes the same as coming out the ball. I like being more patient, but in our offense, we don't like they don't like us being patient as much. So it's like a different adjustment I have to do to be on the same timing as the quarterback. So that's why this offseason I took in credibility as coming off the line more violent, but also trying to keep my same tools that I use, which is patient, but just quickening it up a little bit more and being able to adjust to our offense.
Violent patience. I like it. And I'm telling you right now, you combine that with the way you already run routes, and I think that you could be really good in this offense if you're not already. The Colts game was a brilliant explanation of that whole thing. Next man up. You come into this game, you have 6 receptions for 127 yards of a touchdown, and this is that touchdown play. And what is it like playing with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes that can just buy you all the time in the world to get open? And you're down here in your reduced split next to the offensive line, and you're going to be pretty much kind of trotting to the end zone, and then you see Mahomes break out to his right, and you just got to find open. So how is it reading the defense when you know that he's going to buy you enough time to get open?
I knew when it was too high safeties, I knew to stay on my near hash. And once I see him rolling out, I was always taught wherever the side the quarterback running to, so you run towards that way. And you basically break for cover, and that's what I did. I just ran, and he seen me, and once I seen him release the ball, I just attacked it. I ran towards it.
That's awesome. I was reading something about your your draft profile coming out, and they said, someone said, I don't exactly know who it was, they said that you don't dig these balls out of the ground very well. And, I'm just watching this play, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He definitely worked on it, at least. Man, he goes down, and he gets this ball for a touchdown. So, that's really cool to see that someone said something about something that you didn't do well. And you can see that even if you didn't at the time, you clearly put the work in on that, and you got better. And
yes, sir.
That's all this is about. And, you're going into your third year, and I've already seen market improvement from, being in college, now being in the NFL. And I think a lot of it has to do with playing special teams, because you go out there and you play selflessness, and you're always working, and it's just constantly giving effort. And so that's what I want to go to now and look a little bit in the Super Bowl. You played, gunner, you were on kickoff, and you had a couple tackles there. But this is the first punt of the game for the Chiefs, and you're gonna go down there and just try to work and get back to the football, and then you almost get your hand on that muff punt. So, like, what's it like going down and you see the punt returner trying to line up his return properly, and then you see the ball get down, and how does that feel? And especially in this moment in the Super Bowl, like, what were you feeling at this time?
What I was feeling was like, man, I just first off, playing gunner, you have to be a man, because it's two dudes and it's you.
Yep.
So first and foremost, you have to be able to be violent from the get-go. And being able to just don't stop running your feet and just attack them. You the offensive player. To me, I use it like I'm the gunner, but I'm the offensive dude. So I deliver the blow first. I'm not trying to dodge no bullet. Dodge no contact or anything like that. So I'm attacking them, making them get uncomfortable and get unbalanced. And then I'm going down there to aim for the opposite shoulder of the gunner and make a tackle. And once I see him muff that ball, I try to smack it back towards the end zone so I can get back up and go pick it up and score. Actually, that's what I was aiming for.
Yeah, that would have been so cool. You really did. You almost got a hand on it too. Man, that was so close. And, another thing that I don't think people really take into account is that obviously Andy Reid loves receivers that block. And I'm not,
yes, sir.
I'm not sure about your blocking in college. I didn't have a chance to look at it. But I can tell you right now that we're not losing anything with you on the field and blocking. And especially, this is the play at the end for the Damian Williams touchdown that seals the deal for the Chiefs. And you're out here and you're just going to absolutely block this guy out. And I don't know if you knew that Anthony Sherman had said to, follow for Damian Williams to follow him, but you're just out here working on this guy, and you just, shove him out of the way, and then Damian Williams takes it to the end zone for the touchdown. And, you had turned around at that time. So you see him going to the end zone. Like, how does that feel to know that you block this guy out and you turn around and Damian Williams is going to the end zone with like less than 2 minutes left, man?
Like I said earlier, I like being physical and I like playing tough. And like from high school, like, man, I'm gonna block out of this dude. I want you to get in that end zone, and that's what he did.
That's awesome, and I can definitely tell that you're a physical player. The way that you play the game, you approach it. But I think that people lose the fact that you're also part of the Legion of Zoom for a reason. You run a 4.40. Like, this isn't some guy that out here running a 4.6 or 4.5 plus. You got some speed to you, and I think that I watched your film, and you obviously play with great anticipation. You know what you're doing when you're running your routes, and I think that if the Chiefs want to do the most in this offense with you, especially, it's going to get you into space and getting you on those slant routes where you can really damage some defenses. So what I really would like to see this year is you to get in the ball in space more. And I think that, especially with how you've worked already to this point, you could definitely be seeing some playing time going forward. So what's your goal for this season?
My goal for this season is to go and compete at a high level. We got a great room of receivers, but I'll go out and just give them my all. I make 53. My goal is to be playing special team and playing some offense as well. So I'm gonna just keep applying pressure. I'm apply pressure to my room and to defenses in the preseason and make those guys around me better and make myself as better as well.
Yeah, well, I really hope you do that because, like I said, I'm a big fan of yours, and I think that you could be a piece to this offense that a lot of people don't know, but I'm hoping at the end of the season they do know. And, your sky, the ceiling for you as a player it just goes up and up and up every time I see you on the field. So I appreciate you taking this time with me to really talk about your game, and hopefully this will open up some fans' eyes a little bit to really show the kind of player that you are and the one that I see on the field.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate it. There's no Chiefs Kingdom. And every time Pringle on the field, he ain't taking no plays off. Even if it's in the fourth quarter, I'm gonna give it my all.
All
And
right,
I don't like to lose no battle. As long as I win my battle, my one-on-one battle, and my other 10 teammates on the field winning they battle, we should come out with a victory on top.
That's awesome. I can tell you're a selfless guy and just want to win and be out there with the team. So, again, I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a really good season. Pray if we have a season. So that's just hopefully all this works out. You get to camp sooner rather than later, and we can get this going. So, again, thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother.